So somewhere in the exhaustive build-up to our celebratory Mad Max month, glorified patent trolls and reputed owners of Robotech, Harmony Gold, rolled a great big ball of bullshit at Battletech once again. Snark online, vitriol online, middle fingers online, all rant systems fucking nominal. To comprehend how up to their haunches in horseshit Harmony Gold truly are, you first have to understand who they are and what they actually own. Harmony Gold, contrary to popular belief, is actually an American company, not a Japanese animation studio. An American company whose CEO presumably got an 82 tug job in Tokyo and decided to buy some anime to air in the US of A one fucking right. The shows, you ask? The Mighty Macross, along with lesser-known mecha motherfuckery like Southern Cross and, I believe, Muspida. What all but the most noxious anime nerds will not know is that Harmony Gold then combined all three shows in profoundly nonsensical fashion, might I add, slapped Robotech in the title and raked in that righteous 80s kitty cash. Oh, but it gets butt fucking better. They then treated anyone and everyone up to and including the original Japanese companies that made motherfucking Macross to a prosecutorial teabagging if they dared express the desire to bring new seasons of Macross stateside without first giving Harmony Gold a handy. Wondering why, despite releasing several series, a movie, and something like 7 games in Japan over the last 15 years or so in the States, the Macross IP has been about as active as Carlos Mencia at a joke writing contest? Now you fucking know. An American company, in no way connected with its original production, have been bogarting the buttholes of 3 seminal series they didn't even fucking create. But the Fountainous Fail was in no way Far East exclusive. On the home front, around the same time, tabletop RPG aficionado and designer Jordan Weissman turned a chance trip to Tokyo into arguably the hottest tabletop wargame of the decade, at that time named Battle Droids. As an amusing aside, in their first brush with copyright ream jobs, George Lucas took umbrage with the use of his copyrighted word droids, and it was promptly changed to Battletech. That Weissman wound up using designs from Macross is not in dispute here. Look, he's copped to it himself, but the details thereafter are more than a little murky, with stories from credible sources, mind you, alleging that far from simply mimeographing the mechs from the Macross series absent consent, both series actually employed the same third-party art designer to design a few stompy robots, and hilariously enough, he decided to sell both companies the same fucking designs. Whatever the truth of the matter is, what isn't in dispute here is that Harmony Gold, the company suing Battletech for copyright infringement, didn't have a goddamn thing to do with the designs in any fucking way. But before anyone accuses me of hypocrisy for advocating the Elric Witcher plagiarism argument, which so many of you falsely construe to be based entirely around the character's appearance, first off, as you'll see in a later video, it's a fuck of a lot more than an appearance. And second, it's really nothing like that. To accurately employ the Elric Witcher plagiarism analogy, this ain't like Michael Moorcock suing Andrzej Sapkowski for stealing his character in Mythos. It's more like the Polish publisher of The Witcher deciding to rename the series Elric the Witcher while fundamentally altering the rudiments of the character, story, and world, then suing Sapkowski for infringement without splitting or even acknowledging the damages with Michael Moorcock, all while blocking his British ass from publishing the genuine article in Poland. But wait, there's more! You see, Harmony Gold doesn't even technically own the rights to the original Macross.
Additionally, another amendment was entered into on January 20th, 2003, related not to the term, but wherein it was provided that, for good and valuable consideration, the receipt of which is hereby acknowledged, licensor hereby grants licensee whatever rights licensor has, if any, in the copyright of the original 36-episode series Macross, though the validity of this agreement is contested by respondent.
All they own are the North American rights to the images and character names in the first ass-fucking series, which much of the allegedly infringing content alluded to in these new court papers doesn't even goddamn belong to. When you get right down to brass tacks, what Harmony Gold has engaged in for the last 3 decades amounts to IP blackmail. You notice they don't come around when Battletech is irrelevant or in one of their many recovery phases. I mean, the first strike came in the late 80s at the height of the popularity of the Battletech board game. The second in 95 when the franchise hit full flower into Saturday morning cartoons, comics, TCGs, MMOs, and outright fucking mech pod simulators. And wouldn't you know it, the minute Battletech is building to a second resurgence, in walks Harmony Gold looking for another quick, painless payday. And look, In fairness, some of this is actually Foss's fault. The first rule of blackmail is, don't pay the blackmailer. By doing so, you transmogrify your feckless ass into an evergreen ATM for these predatory piss ants. And unfortunately, that's precisely what Wiseman did by settling out of court in 95. Michael Jackson learned this lesson the hard way, settling out of court in 93, only to ultimately have to stand his ground and ream the living shekels out of the shitbags exploiting him in a resounding judgment in 2005. Look, negotiation has its place. Sometimes it isn't worth paying millions in defense of a franchise that's only gonna net you tens of thousands. But in this case, with the much ballyhooed PC game on the horizon, not to mention a 5th fucking MechWarrior title, my advice to Jordan Weissman, Hairbrain Schemes, and even Piranha Studios, who I've had issues with, but who in this instance are wholly innocent, lawyer up, lock and load, and launch the law at these venal mendacious cocknobs like a paralegal ICB butt-fucking-M. Do not settle. Do not embolden copyright blackmail. The glorified goddamn lawsuit factory that Harmony Gold has degenerated into has rampaged you stompy mech-making motherfuckers for far too long. If your household dog harasses the cats long enough, he gets a righteous swat across the snout for its troubles. So rear back, bare fangs, and fuck their shit up. I'm Razor Fist. God fucking speed.
I'm biting my lips because I'm ready.